Hello, welcome. It's been a while since I've done a video. Me and Bruno are going for a bit of a walk today. We thought we'll bring you along and have a little catch up. So we're just heading to our walk now. We're going to aim for Ashford in the Water. Not far from home, so just about to go through Bakewell. And we shall see you at Ashford in the Water. So coming up on the left here is Monsall Head car park. We could park in there, but I try and always park just by a little mill, just because it's free and closer to the walk we actually do, and that one is quite expensive, I believe. So first left just after the car park and follow a little windy road down. Right, as you come about 6 minutes up the hill, you come to this fair that shoots off down, so there's no through road. Don't worry about the private. Right, Bruno, do you want to have a little run? Sit down then. Let him burn some energy off. Got the gate, so he should be going through the gate, and that's when he doesn't stop, he just pulls and yanks his lead, and now because that scared him, he's going to stand there until I come down to him. What you done? What have you done? Go on. I was watching a live last night with a YouTuber that we watch, and she mentioned something about her dog, and being on the lead actually makes him more naughty. Honestly, same with him. He's so much well behaved when he's off the lead than when he's actually on the lead. Right, pick the lead up and we'll carry on up this path. Go on then, let's go through the gate, over the bridge. Oh, you know, don't wait. Now, who needs to open a gate for you, Bruno? Honestly, that dog, impatient, doesn't even cut it. Right, so let's have a catch up. Excuse me if I keep looking down, but I try not to fall. So, I've not really been making any videos for nearly, I don't know, maybe 2 years. I've lost my weight a little bit, particularly because the channel was called Family Adventures, and the two girls no longer come away with us. Ellie's now 22, Harriet is 18, and about ready to get off to university. So it's just been me and my wife, which is fine, you know, although she doesn't like to be on camera. We've still been doing lots of epic adventures. Just last year alone, we went to Europe again, as we do every year, and we actually drove down as far as Croatia, which was absolutely stunning. And then on the way back up, because on the way there, we went Luxembourg, Germany, you know, through Austria and that, down into Croatia. On the way home, we come the other way around as a bit of a loop, and went to Italy. We stayed at Lake Garda, and then we stayed a few places in Switzerland. Absolutely beautiful. Free park ups, you know, parking up in Switzerland is really easy. It's just, if you want to eat out, it's ferociously expensive. Come on. I've got to be careful of these rocks because they're actually quite slippy. So yeah, I'm hoping to start doing more videos soon. Like I say, Harriet really doesn't come away with us in the motorhome. Ellie, she's always loved the caravanning and the motorhoming and being out in nature. So she, last year when she was 21, brought her very first caravan. I'll insert some images. She's done lots of touring by herself, as well with us. So I taught her to tow, because obviously now you don't need to do the separate B&E licence, but I thought I'll give her some experience before heading out alone. She's been up to Scotland by herself, just taking a dog, so immensely proud of her. It's a brave thing to do for a young girl. Hopefully you might see more of her on the channel when she meets up with us. But that brings me back to the channel. I think I need to change the name. I can't do family adventures when it's predominantly just going to be me and my wife. Like I say, it won't be on camera as much. But, you know, I'd still like to share and put on, you know, share what we're doing to document where we've been, really. Because we do get around a lot, not in a negative way. The last couple of weekends from bank holiday, end of bank holiday in May, I did try and film a video. We went to Ilkley up in Yorkshire, but it rained all the time, if we're honest. It was on a camping and caravanning club DA rally field. This one was a little bit different in the sense of it was at the rugby club, so no electric, but we did have use of all the shower facilities and toilets. So for the 3 nights of the bank holiday, it was around £54, which in current climate, not bad. Not the cheapest, you know, temporary holiday sites or rallies or whatever you want to call them. However, you'll be struggling to get a campsite for much less than that per night in the bank holiday. Weekend just gone, we went to Cheshire, a beautiful, like, stately home, and it looked really good on the website. You thought, oh, you know, you get to go in the gardens, fantastic. And that was, again, it's around £55 for the 2 nights. What we wasn't quite expecting is it is a wedding venue place, and when the weddings are on, we have no access to the gardens. Oh God, now the ground's a bit smoother. Like I was saying, you know, it on paper looked beautiful, stately home. When we got there, we had to put a piece of paper in the motorhome window, which is fine, yeah, what we printed off. But the whole weekend we was there, we didn't see any member of staff whatsoever. The toilets was okay, not the cleanest. The dog poo bins was overflowing. Like I say, for the whole weekend we didn't see one member of staff. Obviously, the site mainly focuses on the weddings, and the campsite is a bit of an afterthought, although it was fairly busy. So a little bit disappointed with that one. Probably wouldn't go back. We did have electric with that one, but however, we just don't need electric. You know, I've set the motorhome up in such a way that we don't need electric. Where's he going? You've not gone through the gate again. We've got, I think, about 220 amps of lithium, inverter, all the usual mod cons with the solar and the battery to battery charger. So we've never really needed electric. It helps in the winter sometimes, but it's just not a necessity. Come on then. You've got no choice with this one. You've got to go through the gate. Patience is a virtue. I mean, you stood against it and it opens towards us. Are you going to stand back a bit? Bruno, back. Back. Your bow tie doesn't make you any more clever. Evidently. Right. Make sure we shut the gate behind us. And we'll carry on up the valley now. Looks like there's a cave just up there. I think we've explored it before and it doesn't go very deep. But the inner child of me loves to go and explore caves. Maybe one day I'll grow up. Not quite 50 yet, so I've got a bit of time. So that's where we've come from. Down the path, through the gate. Going to continue up the valley. You'll have to let me know whether or not it's worth me making these sort of videos where I go on the random scenic walks, or are you just wanting to see the motorhome stuff with campsites? I mean, there is campsites very local to here. We did pass Green Hills at Bakewell on the way here, or just outside of Bakewell, in between sort of Bakewell and Ashford. Ashford in the water, that is. So it is easily accessible. God, I'm unfit. What the camera doesn't show is all we seem to have done is climb uphill. At some point we've got to come down. Might put his lead back on, he can pull me. We've just come through the field there. I'm going to walk down this path a little bit, and I think if we go over the steps up on your right, we can cut through another field and go to the little town and eventually get rid of this little poo bag. I'm not talking about the dog, I'm talking about what he's done. Instantly, as soon as he's on the lead again, he's trying to pull. Nightmare. But adorable. Shall we have a check? Well, let's try and get him up and over this. Oh, then he pulls me. Oh, it's quite dangerous actually having him on the lead. He's got no sense or respect for anybody really, other than himself. He just wants to go. He wants to explore, have fun. I suppose he's just a pup, who can blame him? But all the views around this area are absolutely spectacular. So glad, you know, so lucky really, that we're about only half an hour away from home to have all this on our doorsteps up in the Peak District. Right, let's carry on. I know there's a little village down there. It's got a post office with, I think, a little cafe in it. You get a lot of motorbikers stopping for their cups of teas and stuff like that. So we might stop for a quick drink ourselves. Right, we've made it to the village of Lytton. Nice little village. The little post office shop's behind me. There's a pub just down the road. Great little place to stop. I do believe there is public toilets actually as part of the shop. I'll double check that one though. I'll let you know if it's not that. But we've just stopped for a quick drink. Somebody's had a drink and just panting away. Quite a hot spot for motorbikers as well to come in for their nice ride outs through the countryside. Right, we're going to get back on the way again and start heading the way back down. Hopefully some of this is going to be downhill now, and back towards Lytton Mill. Right, as we're dropping back down into this next car park, I just thought I'll get your guys' opinion on where I could head this year. We're thinking of Portugal. We've done some of Spain already, but has anybody done much touring in Portugal, and what are park-ups like to find? Right, so we've just been through Tidswell car park, as I thought. No overnight parking there. Oh, mind a step. Yeah, parking, not too bad. £6.60 all day, I suppose isn't too bad in the Peak District. I've just had to very bravely walk past a herd of cows. Didn't bother us this time. A year or two ago, because of Bruno's colouring, we did find when the cows were in calving and they had the baby calves with him, they got very, very interested. Made us a little bit nervous because it kind of stampeded all towards us. We managed to hop over another fence, but they just followed us. They probably would have done no harm, but the big animals, and I don't want to take that chance. So as we've come down the road there, we're then going to go down here, which you think it's private property, you're not allowed through, but it is a public footpath straight through. It's more for the no parking. And this is I think this one's Lytton Mill or Cressbrook Mill. Just cross over the water, and I believe there used to be an old mill wheel here. Is it still there? It's not there. Have a look round here. No, unless the mill wheel's now been taken out. I think we sprung a wee leak on that pipe over there, which is slightly concerning. I don't think that could be some sort of fresh water feed. Well, I'll carry on. I'm going to take this path down here now. We should be walking alongside the river. Hopefully I can let him off again soon. There's lots of signs at the moment saying keep your dog on a lead, so I'll be respectful. Just feels like everywhere at the moment you've got to keep your dog on a lead. Do people not understand? He's better behaved off the lead than he is actually on the lead. He will listen more. No, they're not interested. They want him just to be an idiot. Yeah, there we go. Dogs on leads. Sorry Bruno, you're on the lead. Not my fault, I don't make the rules. Hopefully he won't jump in the water either. Because if he does, he's got two options. Roof rack or back of the van. Because he's not getting in the front wet through. Nobody wants a wet dog in the van. No drink water? Wow. Not a bad place to stop for a little drink of water and a bit of a rest. So we're not too far now from the end of the walk. When I get back I'll try and see how far it's been, how long it's took. Obviously we took a bit longer because we keep stopping, but it's not a particularly difficult walk. Lots of beautiful scenery. Again, let me know if you want me to do more videos of this around our local area. Right, do you want any more water, mister? Bruno? No, I think he's done. Right, we're going to carry on. Right, it doesn't seem to be any climbers down here at the moment. It does amaze me though when you do see them down here and climbing up this here with the overhang. In fact, I don't know if you can see just up there, there's a fixing point. There's one there as well. Hello. Yeah, I don't think I've got the fingernails for that, or the fingers, or the strength, or... yeah, it'll just end badly if I tried it, I think. I'll stick to the motorhoming, the walking, get the kayak out. Last time I used my kayak was in the sea at Croatia, which I can't for the life of me think what it's called now. Adriatic Sea was the last time I used my kayak. So I think that needs another outing rather soon. Alright, I'm just walking across the bridge. Follow it round to the left. And we're going to be coming out to near where we parked very, very shortly. If if you're interested in this walk, I think it is called the Miller's Dale Walk, if my memory serves me correctly. I remember seeing it in a book once, quite a few years ago now, and that's where it stuck with us. This is one we do quite a bit, well, we used to. In fact, going back a few years, when the girls was a bit younger, we actually took my mum on it, even though she was in her 60s at the time. Can't remember exactly how old, but yeah, she was in her 60s at the time. Managed to make it all the way around with no incidents, so it's not too difficult of a walk. I think it just, on paper, looks a bit worse than what it actually is. It's raining back in a minute because we're going to go near the road. Bruno, come here. Good boy. Right. Walk past the old converted mill. Back out onto the main road, and there's poo bins actually. I've never noticed that before. Very handy dandy that. And there's my van parked just down there. Well, here we are back at the van. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Like I say, let me know if you want to see more of this sort of video when I'm just going on local walks. But apart from that, I'll see you on the next one.